is right and who is wrong in the Maharashtra crisis. Uncertainty prevails in Maharashtra, with the breakaway group led by Eknath Shinde and Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray unwilling to heed each other's pleas and declare a truce. No sooner had the rebel camp swelled to 38 to evade anti-defection law than the Chief Minister, who vacated the official residence, took a surprise stand not to give up the fight by tendering his resignation so easily. For such a rigid stand, he apparently got the advice from his party's key ally and chief of NCP, Sharad Pawar, and his own party colleague, MP Sanjay Raut. Both of them would not like Uddhav to give up the fight so easily and hence asked to suspend those 16 who raised the banner of revolt against him to begin with, and recommended their disqualification to the Deputy Speaker Narhari Zirwal of the Assembly. Interestingly, they feel the recommendation of disqualification stands good in the wake of the recent Supreme Court judgment on Karnataka Congress MLAs. That was when the Congress-JDS coalition government collapsed when 17 Congress MLAs defected. Though the aggravated members challenged their disqualification as illegal, yet the Supreme Court upheld Speaker K.R. Ramesh Kumar's decision under the 10th schedule, that is the anti-defection law. But that was not the case in Maharashtra. In fact, as many as 38 MLAs have signed a memorandum submitted to the Deputy Speaker Narhari Zirwal, stating their new group may be recognized as the real Shiv Sena, as they elected Eknath Shinde as their new floor leader in the Assembly. They also followed the due process of anti-defection law by exhibiting their strength as 38 out of the 55 of Shiv Sena. The rebels also reiterated that they had been opposing their erstwhile leader Uddhav Thakray's decision as he brazenly deviated from the fundamental principles of the party enunciated by the founder Balasaheb Thackeray. The rebels even claimed that had their leader Balasaheb Thackeray been alive, he would not have endorsed the decision to join hands with anti-Hindutva parties like NCP and Congress to form the government. They said BJP is their natural ally. They have also accused Uddhav that he never heeded their advice and even did not give them an audience by preventing entry to them to his official residence. They cited umpteen examples to justify their revolt. They also explained to the media during their interactions how the Shiv Sena got alienated from majority Hindus who apparently happened to be their vote bank to keep the coalition partners happy. Many political analysts feel, in that backdrop, how can the speaker disqualify them arbitrarily when they are not attracted to the 10th schedule law? Maybe, in case of the recent crisis in neighboring Karnataka, where only 17 MLAs of the Congress resigned to pull down the coalition government, there was Janata Dal. As a result, when the aggravated disqualified MLAs approached the apex court, it said Section 36 of the People Act 1951 does not contemplate such disqualification. In that context, one may wish to read Chief Justice Ramana's order more carefully. He did observe in the same judgment, while upholding the Speaker's decision, an order of the Speaker under the 10th schedule could be subject to judicial review only on 4 grounds: malafide, perversivity, violation of constitution mandate, and order passed in violation of natural justice. He referred to the Constitution Bench decision in the Quijotto-Holohan case in that context. He further stated, and we quote, "The Speaker should give sufficient opportunity to a member before deciding a disqualification proceeding and ordinarily follow the time limit prescribed in the rules of the legislature." End quote. The court also said that a speaker is a constitutional authority and should not replace a constitutional authority with political morality. In that backdrop, it is now loud and clear that Uddhav Thackeray is becoming more and more desperate, knowing well that numbers are not with him. And if 2/3 of a party splits and forms separate bloc, the anti-defection law does not apply. The Deputy Speaker, in the absence of the Speaker, should take a call on which group is the real Shiv Sena. Instead of that, the Deputy Speaker cannot arbitrarily disqualify a legitimate group of Shiv Sena who followed due process to avoid anti-defection law. And who is right and who is wrong will be known as the aggravated party bound to knock may first approach the High Court and later the Apex Court for justice. Yet legal experts are of the firm opinion that the anti-defection law does not apply if the number of MLAs leaving a political party constitutes 2/3 of the strength of the party or becomes a separate group in the legislature. Thus far, the crisis is unlikely to be resolved so soon as expected by many. This is MS Purthy for Orange News 9 TV.